Welcome to today's video. In this video I'm going to continue looking at index notation, and in today's video I'm going to look at interpreting zero indices. So in this video I'm going to reason with you why a power with a zero index is considered to be 1, or why a power with a zero index is equal to 1. So watch this video up to the end, as I'm going to share with you the proof why a power with a zero index is equal to 1. Okay, so in this video I'm going to use these two questions. These two questions, one will be for multiplication and the other one for division. Okay, and the instruction is evaluate the following. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to start with question 1, where we have got 2 to the power of 3 multiplied by 2 to the power of 0. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the law of multiplication of indices. So the law of multiplication of indices states that when you are multiplying two powers or more with the same base, you write the base and then add the indices. Okay, it states that when you're multiplying two or more powers with the same base, you add the exponents. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write the base in these two terms. We have got the base, or they have the same base, which is 2. So I'm going to write 2 down there. Then once I've written 2, I'm going to add the exponents, which is I'm going to say 3 for the first term. It is raised to the power 3, so which means I'm going to write 3 plus 0. Okay, then once I've done that, then I'm going to write the base again. Then I'm going to add 3 plus 0 will give us 3. Okay, so that is our product, which is 2 to the power of 3. 2 to the power of 3. Okay, so now let's take note of these two important things. When we look at the answer given, the product we have gotten is 2 to the power of 3. And when you look at this number in the expression, you see that it is 2 to the power 3. Now we have noted that the number we multiplied by 2 to the power of 0 is the same as the product. Okay, now let's look at this in this way. Let's write 2 to the power 3 down here. Then we say 2 to the power 3 is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, which will give us the answer, which is 8. 2 multiplied by 2 will be 4. 4 multiplied by 2 will give us 8. Okay, so the value of 2 to the power of 3 is 8. Now let's look at this one, the product we got, which is also 2 to the power of 3. So when we write 2 to the power of 3 and then we expand that, it's going to give us this. Okay, now when we multiply that, 2 by 2 will give us 4, 4 by 2 will give us 8, then will give us 8 like that. And now you can see that we multiplied 8 by a certain number and you got the answer, which is 8. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is we multiplied 8 by a number we don't know and you got 8. Now when you look at multiplication, you can only multiply 80 by a certain number and get 80 if that number is 1. Okay, we can multiply 8 by 1 will give us 8. If we multiply 8 by 2, the answer won't be 8. We multiply 8 by 0, the answer won't be 8. Okay, so you can only multiply 8 by 1 to get the product, which is 8. So So it's like, or what is the expression is showing us is that 2 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. 2 to the power of 0 is equal to 1, because when we multiplied 8 multiplied by 2 to the power of 0, we got the answer, which is 8. So the value of 2 to the power of 0 is 8, according to this expression and the way and the law of indices, the way they work. Okay, therefore, so we can deduce that 2 to the power 0 is equal to 1. We can deduce that 2 to the power 0 is equal to 1. Okay, if you have got questions, you can ask them in the comment section. Okay, with multiplication, we have seen that 2 to the power of 0 is 1. Let's check with the division. Okay, so division, we have got 4 to the power of 2 divided by 4 to the power of 0. Okay, then we are dividing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to follow the law of division of indices or powers, the laws of division of powers or indices. So the law of division of powers states that when you are dividing powers of the same base or with the same base, you write the same base and subtract the indices or exponents. So you write the same base, since the base is the same, so you write the base, you maintain the base and subtract the exponents. So what we mean is, I'm going to write 4 here, then once I've written 4, then I'm going to subtract the exponents, the bigger exponent, the way they are, according to the way they are coming. So we have got 2, which is coming first, so I'm going to write 2 there, then minus 0. Okay, if you want to know more about this law, you can check on our videos. We have got a video which is called law of division of powers. You can check on that video. We're going to learn more about this law I'm mentioning, as well as for multiplication. We have that video which is law of multiplication of powers, so you can check on both videos for you to understand more about this law. So once we have done that, once we have written 4 to the power of 2 minus 0, then we are going to simplify the powers. So we are going to write 4, we'll maintain the base, then we say 2 minus 0 will give us 2. You see, now this is the quotient we have gotten. Now when you look at the quotient and the dividend, you will see that the quotient and the dividend, they are the same. Here I'm talking about this dividend, which is 4 to the power of 2. When you look at that number or term, you see that it's just the same as the quotient. Now let's try to see if the value is the same. So when we say 4 to the power of 2 is equal to 4 times 4, which will give us the answer, which is 16. Okay, then when we come to the quotient, which is 4 to the power of 2, we write it down here, then we expand it, it becomes 4 times 4, which is equal to 16. Now you can see that the dividend and the quotient, they have the same value. Okay, they are the same value, despite that we divided the dividend by a certain number, but the answer was the quotient is equal to the dividend. Now look at this, we can only when you look at the value of the dividend is 16, we can only divide 16 by a certain number and give us 16 if that number is 1. Okay, when we divide 16 by 2, will give us the answer which is 8. When we divide 16 by 2, will give us the answer which is 8. When you divide 16 by 3, will give us the answer which is 5 remainder 1. When we divide 16 by 4, will give us 4. When we divide 16 by 5, will give us 3 remainder 1. So these other numbers will give us the answer which is different. But when we divide 16 by 1, will give us the answer which is 16. So that means that the value of 4 to the power of 0 is 1, because we divided 16 by 1 by 4 to the power of 0 and gave us the answer which is 16. Therefore 4 to the power of 0 has the value of 1, because it's only 1 that you can divide by 16, or that it's only 1 that you can use as a divisor and give you the same answer as the dividend. Okay, you can only divide 16 by 1 to get the answer which is 16. Okay, there is no other number that you can use to divide 16 to give you the answer which is 16 except 1. Now here you should also note that we are talking about if 16 is a positive and you divide it by 1 which is a positive, then it gives you the answer which is a positive. Okay, so that is what we mean. So here we are saying it's only possible that we can get the quotient which has the same value as the dividend when we divide by 1. So therefore we can conclude that 4 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. 4 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Okay, so when you use division, even if the numbers are different, even if I used 2 when dividing, we could have gotten the same answer. Okay, so now we can see that when multiplying and when dividing, then any number raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Therefore, we can say any number raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So any number raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So this is the interpretation of zero indices. So you should always remember that any number raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. That should be always in your mind. So whenever you are dealing with a number and its power is raised to the power of 0, know that the number is 1. If you have got questions, you can ask them in the comment section. Otherwise, this is what I had for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to stay safe. And it has been easy learning Z Mathematics. The future is bright. See you in the next video, and God bless you.